Second.
Okay, that's a second. Any comment from the public? Any comment from council? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Sapp,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pecora,
Yes.
Mayor Calabrese,
Yes.
Councilor Fascio,
Yes.
Councilman Brodnicki.
Yes.
Resolution 32 approved.
May I get a motion for item number 7?
Mayor Calabrese,
Yes, Councilman Brodnicki.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve ordinance 2702 of 2023, amending the Penn Hills Solid Waste Ordinance.
Thank you. May I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comment from the public?
Bill Mobs, 1335 Maple Avenue. I'd just like to ask what exactly this ordinance does. Thank you.
I'm going to defer to you, Chris, since you wrote it.
Sure. We have some big decisions coming up this year. We're going to be, we're at the end of our contract for the garbage disposal for the municipality of Penn Hills. So while we're working, Scott and I are working on the upcoming bid specifications, there are some discrepancies within the specifications and the ordinance. So this is really a housekeeping kind of thing. You may recall that we're not picking up glass anymore, for example. And glass, it says in the ordinance that glass is to be put at the curb to be recycled. So it's things like that. There's also, say, weight limits. We get complaints about the weight from the haulers. There's 70 pounds, 60 pounds, 40 pounds. They're all now 50 pounds. Things like that. So it's just really trying to just clean up the ordinance to make it consistent with the specifications.
Thank you. Any further comment from the public? Any comment from council? Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Pecora,
Yes.
Mayor Calabrese,
Yes.
Councilor Fascio,
Yes.
Councilman Brodnicki,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sapp.
Yes.
Ordinance 2702 approved.
May I get a motion for item 8?
Mayor Calabrese,
Yes, Councilman Brodnicki.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the utility agreement with Allegheny County for sewer line relocation at Lincoln Road.
Thank you. May I get a second?
A second.
Thank you. Any comment from the public? Any comment from council?
Mayor Calabrese,
Yes,
as
Council.
our engineer, if he could kindly explain that sewer line relocation.
Yes, there's a proposal by the Allegheny County Public Works Department to repair a bridge and a wall along that road, and there is a sewer line that runs through the project, and they are requesting to remove that sewer line while they do the work, bypass pump, and then reinstall the sewer line when the work is done. Now, because you are within their roadway right-of-way, it is an Allegheny County road, that their policy is to charge the utilities for that work. So this agreement says that you'll reimburse them for the cost that they incur for this work. So I think it's around $50,000, somewhere in that number. When the project's over, we'll know for sure, but that's a close estimate as to what that will be. So we've met, Gateway and Water Pollution Control Department Director has met with Allegheny County. We've identified or examined ways to reduce that cost. We've looked at several different options, and that's about as cheap a estimate we can get for the work, being that their policy is to charge municipalities. And they see municipalities in this case as a utility. So that's the background. This is an agreement that you'll reimburse them for those costs.
So is there such thing then as a change order that could possibly take place?
This is a lump sum amount. So one of the things we had them do is build this in, this specific work, very detailed description, and gave a lump sum price. So there should be no reason why that lump sum price should change. It's not a unit price. It's a fixed scope and a fixed price by the contractor. And it's one small item compared to the rest of this project. It's a multi-million-dollar replacement.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comment from council? Roll call, please.
Mayor Calabrese,
Yes.
Counselor Fascio,
Yes.
Councilman Brodnicki,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sapp,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pecora.
yes,
Item number 8A approved.
Thank you. May I get a motion for item 8B?
Mayor Calabrese,
Yes, Councilman Brodnicki.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve Paul Schaff to Penn Hills Planning Commission for a term ending 12/31/26.
Thank you. May I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comment from the public? Any comment from council?
Mayor,
Yes, Councilman Sapp.
I'd like to say that it was an honor and a pleasure to meet Mr. Schaaf this evening. He comes with a wealth of experience, and I'm very excited that he has decided to share his service and his time for our municipality. I look forward to working with you, look forward to great things happening. Thank you so much.
Mayor? if I
Yes.
may? I'd just like to thank Paul for stepping forward. As a neighbor, I've seen the commitment he has to the community and really welcome him on board. And again, thank you.
Mayor,
Yes, Councilman.
I just like to say I think he's going to make a great addition to the Planning Commission.
Mr. Schaaf is one of those folks that are quiet, but they have a ton of knowledge, and he's more than just knowledgeable. His actions speak louder than his few words. He is a veteran. He was in the Navy for 7 years. He was a double major with his degrees from Point Park University, electronics and business, a business major. He worked at Union Switch and Signal for 15 years in quality control, and at BACRAC, which is a major corporation for testing instruments. Worked at Westinghouse. These are huge places where he's worked in water plants, power plants, the nuclear plant. He just whispered me and said, "Boy, we should just hire him to work for the municipality." But he's not all, technical stuff. He also is very instrumental in something that when I first heard about this sport, I really thought, I didn't know that it was serious, pickleball, which is really taking off big in the country. He helped to, I believe I say this correctly, design and to put in the pickleball courts at Riverbank Park. Back in when the fold was the YMCA, and he volunteers at the Jefferson Senior Center with the seniors, teaching that. He's retired. He's been very, very instrumental at the McKinley Center, which is huge because he quietly goes about his work, but you'll see the improvements to that center. And I'm very proud to say that a few years ago, Penn Hills was voted the best place to retire. All of these efforts, not all of them, but his efforts are moving towards the seniors. He's done so much, and these are amenities that are attractive not only to seniors, but also to other people who, when they take, one of the things that this administration is focused on is trying to get people to move into Penn Hills. We want to fill every home, and part of what he does is to make Penn Hills even more attractive. But he's no newcomer to Penn Hills. He's been a resident for 46 years. And maybe his best quality is his wife, who is a sixth grade teacher at Linton. So all the people that love Paul, even more people love his wife. Thank you so much for volunteering, because we know that you quietly do so many things in the community as a volunteer. And it's so much appreciated and sometimes not noticed. And I know you're not the type of guy that would want me to say all these things, but we know you won't blow your own horn. So when your name was put forth to be appointed, it is an honor and a pleasure to appoint you, or to make the recommendation to have you appointed. Thank you so much for what you have done and for what you're about to do in the community. Roll call, please.
Counselor Fascio,
Yes.
Councilman Brodnicki,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sapp,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pecora. Mayor Calabrese.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Welcome aboard. Deputy Mayor Pecora, do you have any comments?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor. I didn't hear you. I just want to thank everybody for attending the meeting and thank everybody watching at home. I'm happy to see how you're very interested in what your government is doing. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Councilwoman Sapp.
Just want to kind of ditto off of Deputy Mayor Pecora. Thank you so much for coming out. It's always good to see your faces. I always say, it's your money. You should come out and see how it's being spent. This is our community. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at many more meetings.
Thank you. Councilor Fascio.
I just want to mention that this past weekend, I know the mayor will probably talk about it a little more, but we, through the work of a very enthusiastic group of volunteers, completed installing the Western Pennsylvania Conservancy Garden at the base of Rodi. So I'd just like to officially thank all who worked on it.
Thank you. Councilman Brodnicki.
And I was there also. I only put a couple plants in, but I did want to thank everybody else. They did a lot of work, and it looks fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, it is true. Sometimes I watch other council meetings to see what happens, and so often there's only, maybe 2 or 3 people in the audience, and sometimes we get a low crowd as well, which we take that as a compliment because that means if nobody's complaining, we're doing things in the right way. But having said that, it's so wonderful to look out there and see all of you and to know that, many of us know you on a first-name basis. And I'm always so proud when I go to the county or to go to other places. I think we have the most dedicated and most wonderful, magnificent volunteer base of any municipality in the county. And thank you so much. Rodi Road is, as we take a look at each of the entrance ways, we started with Rodi Road because when you take the turnpike to the parkway, Rodi Road is the first road that you hit, so that is truly our front door. And this was a project that started maybe 2 years ago or so. It was a cold February, and we walked along Rodi Road, and we said, how can we improve this? And then one thing just led to another that kept dovetailing, and we got federal money to, it isn't here yet, but that's one of those things that it's in the pipeline to repair the sidewalks. We call it the broken teeth. We have many people who do walk the sidewalks. We had engineers from Duquesne Light come and take a look at the lighting to make sure that it was safe and proper, and we're trying to beautify that area. And we did have, as you're coming, for those of you who don't know, off the turnpike entering to Penn Hills, to the right there was a vacant gas station. A lot of legalities that made that property there were a lot of very limited use. So wonderfully, magnificently, a garden is a nice way to say welcome to Penn Hills. And so thank you so very much for all of you who have in one way or another supported it. And having said that, on behalf of council, we hope that you will have a very pleasant evening, and we hope to see you next meeting.
Mayor,
This meeting's-
can I say one thing? I'm sorry. Can I just say one thing before you adjourn? I just want to introduce, to my left is Virgil Stubenbord. Virgil came to us through Local Government Academy. They're an intern here with us for the summer, working on the Verona, Oakmont, Penn Hills, and Plum Trail. That's the primary function. But I think that through the planning department and the other offices of the municipality, they've been able to experience a lot of, they've been to court, they've been to footer inspections, they've been to demolition. So I think the municipality offers a lot to a young person looking at this. They're actually an architecture student at Kent State, but I'm trying to sway them over to planning. So I apologize for interrupting you, but I just want to introduce Virgil.
Well, welcome aboard.
Mayor,
Thank you so much.
Mayor,
Yep.
since we're already out of order.
Yeah.
As Vice Chair of the Local Government Academy, I'd like to say welcome to Penn Hills. We appreciate you. You're under a wonderful person to mentor you. Gather all that you can because he has a fabulous reputation.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening. This meeting's adjourned.